Now, we also know that Brianna on the 9th is going to be having surgery, correct? The 12th? Okay, I got to keep moving it up because we want to get her back before the season starts. And she'll be rehabbing for several months. Okay, we'll be lucky to get her. I know, yeah, I know you will as well. Thank you for that. Okay, now the next award, the plaque, is Defensive Player of the Year. Now this is a tough one because we had several players who this could be awarded to. When Coach Coleman and I looked at the defensive stats, these two were pretty much equal in steals and causing turnovers due to their high volume pressure defense. It seemed like this year a lot of teams had guards that were shooting guards, three-point shooters that moved the ball up court, and teams seemed to be flustered and frustrated trying to guard them. Well, we had the answer. We had not one, but two that could put the stops on them. What stood out in our minds is that when Coach Coleman and I were game planning, these two players were often asked to play the other team's best perimeter players every single game, and they both did it well. It seemed that this year many teams relied on their guards to get them lots of points or drive the ball inside looking for scoring opportunities. We asked these two girls, these two individuals, to shut down or neutralize the other team's star offensive players, and they often did. When Coach Coleman and I discussed this award, we came to the consensus that it should be awarded to these two. The recipients of the Defensive Players of the Year go to Jordan Gaston and Sierra Lechuga. We'll get that straight. They misspelled her name on there. We'll get that straight. Okay, the next plaque is the Offensive Player of the Year. And this normally goes to the player who led the team in total points scored and average points per game. Now this individual would often be the last player out of the gym. We talk about a virtual gym rat. She's the epitome of what that's all about. Always trying to improve her shot and her moves. Other younger players began to take notice and began staying after practice to also work on their game as well. This year, this individual and one of her teammates were virtually dead even and scored at the end of the season. However, what earned her this award was that she would usually set the tempo offensively for us as a team with her ability to hit the big outside shots early in the game. It just kind of manifested that way, and that really got us off to a great start, and thus getting us going on the offensive end as far as scoring goes. When the defense would close out on her, she had the ability to penetrate and either hit a shot or pass off to one of our inside players who would then finish. I talked to coaches who played against us, and they would tell me that they would often game plan to stop her from scoring and try to shut her down by putting their best defender on her. They were sometimes successful, but most of the time they weren't. The Offensive Player of the Year award goes to Ember Cervantes.
Ember.
I couldn't find it. Don't move, it's a live picture. Okay.
The final prize is the Wildcat of the Year. This award goes to that player who contributed on both the offensive end as well as the defensive end. In this case, this particular player possessed the skill set, the determination, and an overall athletic ability that helped the Lady Wildcats to the success that they had this year. Game in and game out, this girl quietly and efficiently went about her business of leading the team in scoring and rebounding in many, many games. On the offensive side, she could score from the corner, she could score from around the free throw line, elbow, and of course she could drive to the basket and score in various ways. On defense, she was asked to carry the load and haul down as many rebounds as she possibly could because although she was only 5'4" tall, she had hops and a good basketball IQ that gave her an unfair advantage over much taller defenders. She was also our middle outlet on the press break, and she often turned passes into her to points on the offensive end. She averaged over 12 points per game, 8 rebounds per game, and 3 steals per game. There were times when we needed crucial points and she delivered. Coaches from other teams would ask what grade she was in and were surprised to hear that she's only a sophomore. This season's most valuable player goes to Shacey Marr. Okay, I'm looking at all district, and once again, there were 12 players chosen throughout the district, and I thought we did well. I thought we could have done better, but once again, you can argue so much, and show statistics and so on and so forth, and sometimes the other coaches a little bit hard-headed, and I thought we came up one short, all district-wise, but we compromised and we just kind of took it from there. So. As far as we got 3 first team and we got 2 honorable mention, all district. I'm going to call them up and then we'll hold the applause until we finish here. Okay. Shacey Marr, Amber Cervantes, Jordan Gaston. There are 2 honorable mentions: are Sierra Lechuga and Sierra Minoy. Okay. Now, the next one, I was planning on giving out 2, maybe 3 all-state certificates, and I'm not going to go there as far as how the voting went, but I can tell you this: I voted, and I voted, with my conscience, and there were 3 on the all-state team that I questioned, and I'm not going to bring that out, but I see those 3 spots as 3 spots that our girls probably should have filled. I was very disappointed that Tularosa got nobody, and neither did Clayton on the All-State team. And all you have to do is take a look at that list of the All-State, and I think you'll nod your head in agreement. But that just goes to show you that some coaches will not vote. Some coaches that don't have an All-State player in the running or a horse in the field won't vote, and that hurt us because we felt like we had 3 girls that probably were All-State candidates. And we didn't get that. So in my mind and in our minds, we know that those girls, this team that we had several all-state basketball players on it. We just don't have the certificates or the hardware to show that. But in my mind, they're all-staters as well. So once again, that's the problem with the voting, putting it online, and letting coaches vote. Some of them didn't do their job, and others lobbied for their girls and so on. Others saw one girl play one tournament. I'm going to use this example. They saw her play at the Texco tournament, and then she went down, didn't play the rest of the season, but still made the All-State team. So, that's the example of what I'm talking about. So, yeah, normally when you make the state basketball tournament, then you're expected to get at least 2 minimum. As deep as we went into the state tournament, to the round of 4, we probably should have had legitimate 2. And I was thinking 3 girls on the All-State tournament, on the All-State team, but that didn't happen. But you know what? There's going to be next year.